Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Thoughts with Anika. And today I'm joined by my very good friend Adya Mishra. And we are going to talk about the importance of women in sports. Uh, Adya, can you elaborate on the importance of women in sports?
Yeah, sure. So, representation is something that is very relevant, especially in today's context. If we talk about female representation across different fields, be it sports or art or academics, be it any area, it's very important to talk about not just representation in general, but also how women have performed in different fields. And if we talk about sports specifically, we've um, especially in the last few years, since 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 the coverage of women's sports has gained uh, more uh, more importance. Since then, we've noticed that there are so many women in the sports field who have performed really well in different kind of sports. So if we talk about Paralympics or Olympics, and even if we talk about women's cricket, there are so many amazing examples that we can talk about. And this is such an important thing to discuss because historically we've noticed, especially in our country, that women are not um, assigned the same importance as men in different kinds of fields. And if we talk about sports specifically, it's usually there's a stereotype that uh, sports are usually played by boys and girls. We usually don't focus on sports; they are more focused on studies, or even if we talk about arts or different kinds of fields. But sports is it's a kind of field that you don't really see parents encourage their daughters to get into sports. And that's why I think representation is so important because we need female role models in general. But when we talk about sports, it becomes especially more important because we need such role models who because sports persons, they teach us discipline and how you have to work hard rigorously on a daily basis. And if you build that routine, that's when even that's when you will be able to achieve your goals. So sports, they teach us a lot. And if we want to teach little girls about the importance of physical activities, I think they need some female role models to look up to. So yeah.
That was very well said. Who are some women in sports that have represented our country? Can you?
Right. So there are a lot of amazing examples. So if we talk about right now, especially the Women's World Cup is going on right now, and India has been performing really well so far. And if I give one example, Smriti Mandhana, who has broken all sorts of records in women's sports, she is the number one batter in the world right now. She has broken so many records, and not just in women's sports. If you look at cricket records in general, she recently broke a record set by Virat Kohli about the fastest century in an ODI. So it's gaining more relevance every day, and I think we're getting more coverage of female sports. So then we get to see how inspiring these women are. And if we move on from cricket, if we talk about different kinds of sports, Olympics, of course, we know sports people like PV Sindhu, Saina Nehwal, and in other areas as well, Tanya, Tanya Mirza. There are so many great examples, but I think it's also important to acknowledge our para athletes. So if we talk about Paralympics, female Paralympians have represented our country and made our country, made everyone so proud. If I give a couple of examples, Avni Lekhara, she won the gold medal last year at the Paris Paralympics, and Sheetal Devi, who's also a para athlete, she recently won the world championship in archery. So there are so many incredible examples out there, and I think it's very important uh, for mainstream news outlets to give the same level of importance that sports usually get for that male sports usually get. We need the same level of representation for women as well because this is such an important area that still there's a long way to go, and we need to have these important discussions because our country, we've made a lot of progress in the last few years, but there's still such a long way to go because every little girl, she needs a role model. She needs a female role model just as much as she needs a male role model in her life. So it's important that we have such role models in, and especially in fields where you don't really see women, like sports. So that's why I think this is an extremely important discussion, which needs to start at home, and then of course it will gain more and more importance as we move forward.
Thank you for joining me today. I think we all have learned a lot about this topic. Uh, Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.